Community Christian. It's Mark Owen. Great to be talking to you today. Dave Price asked me if I would share a devotion with you, and I was delighted to do so. As you can probably see, and I know that you've probably heard, I'm coming to you from a drum set today, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about drums. And it might be an odd thing to talk about during a devotional, but that's where we're going to start. A couple things about drums. If you've ever played in a band, or if you're just a fan of music in general, you may know that whatever tempo or whatever speed the drummer plays, that's how the rest of the band has to follow. And believe me, I've played with drummers that, I've thought played a little bit too slow, and I've been kind of forced into playing, singing a little bit slower than I wanted to, or drummers that are just, on fire and just playing so fast, faster than the song needs to be. And man, I'll tell you, you're at their mercy. There's nothing you can do. You can try to fight it, but you will lose. The drummer wins every time. That's an interesting thing about playing with drums. Another interesting thing is the chair that I'm sitting on. So the chair for a drummer, does anybody know what that's called? There are probably a few of you that do. Noah might know what it's called, or probably Kyle. Any of the Price family might be able to tell you. But the chair that a drummer sits on is called a throne. And so it's a very interesting thing that whoever's on the throne and playing the drums, that's the tempo that you're gonna go. That's the speed you're gonna go, and you can't fight it. That's very similar to how we live our lives. There are many things that we could put on the throne of our lives, and that's gonna dictate the decisions that we make, and it's gonna dictate the direction that our life goes. And sometimes we pick bad things to put on the throne. For some of us, it's drugs or alcohol or sex or any of those types of things that we make our primary focus, and a lot of that is just selfishness, really. So any of those things are really just self-serving and self-gratification, and when that's on the throne, that's a bad thing, because our life is going to follow that in all the decisions that we make. And the Bible has some things to say about that. It tells us that the wages of sin is death. And putting anything but Jesus Christ on the throne of our lives is sin. And the wages of that sin is death. The first commandment tells us that you should put no other gods before me. And that's what we're talking about here. Anything that we put on the throne of our life, that becomes our God, and we are disobeying the first commandment. And the end result, the Bible is telling us, the wages of that sin, that is death. And Jesus came to give us life and to give it more abundantly. He doesn't want that for us. He wants to be on the throne, not because he is self-serving, but he wants to be on the throne because that's what's best for us. He is our Father, and he wants what's best for us. The Bible also tells us you ask for bread, and what father would give him a stone instead? The Father gives us good gifts. And so Jesus needs to be at the throne. Sometimes we put good things on the throne. They're good things. Sometimes we put money on the throne. Money is not a bad thing. The Bible doesn't say that money is the root of all evil, even though that's a misquoted line. It's not that money is the root of all evil, but the love of money is the root of all evil. So if money is at the on our throne, then all of our decisions, everything in our life is going to be influenced by making more money. And that, my friends, is a sin. Sometimes it's healthy living. And for all my Parks and Rec fans out there, Chris Traeger, come on. That is literally the best run I've ever had. That is literally the best seaweed I've ever eaten. It is literally the best tofu burger that I've ever smelled. Health is good, but it's not good when it's on the throne. It's not good when it's number one. So I would encourage all of us today to evaluate our own lives and make sure that Jesus is on the throne. Because listen, when Jesus is on the throne, good things are in store. You understand? When Jesus is on the throne, the decisions that we make are going to be productive. They're going to be good for us. They're going to lead not to death, but to life everlasting. And that's what we really want. The Bible also tells us with money that you can't serve two masters, right? You're going to either love one and hate the other, or to be devoted to one and despise the other. And so we need to make sure, it's my prayer for all of us, that we would take evaluation of what's on the throne of our lives, and that we make sure that we put Jesus first. Again, because that's going to lead to living life abundantly and to life everlasting, and be able to spend eternity with our Creator. So thanks for listening. It was great to be able to speak into your lives today, and I hope you have a great week.